Hello, everybody out there. Well, today we got another Kenwood ALC issue. New radio, Kenwood TS 590 SG. It's a brand new radio, out of the box. And as most Kenwoods, it's not coming up to power. Looks kind of in normal on PEP, but still it doesn't have enough real power to drive an amp at 100 true RMS watts. You know, I look for the RMS, I don't look for the PEP. You know, roots mean square, that's your real power. But, excuse me, if you look over here on this meter, you're going to see I only go up to about there, which is about your 50 watt scale. And that's all she's going to do with the RF drive all the way up. Let me key her on the lower sideband here. Hello, hello, hello. As you can see, I'm talking in a voice and a tone that you would never talk on a radio. Hello, radio. Hello, radio. You can see that it doesn't have much power there. Let me move you closer and you can see it a little clearer. Hello, audio. So we know that ain't good. Now, let me go to FM. That's her max output. So it's not even achieving full 100 watts. Yeah, just barely 80 watts. So we're going to need to play the ALC game, which I don't mind doing. Kenwood is not too forthcoming with giving you enough information on how to do it. But I think I got this under control. It's a simple thing of finding IC 802. 802 is where the RF gets sampled off the PA deck back down to the logic board where the CPU is, and then it pulls the RF back off the RF deck at a set level, whatever Kenwood sets it at, which sucks. So what we're going to try to do is, at first I'm going to shut ALC off. You know, this disable ALC. That should get me, safely right around probably 100 and, probably 35, 140 watts on this radio. You know, it's got the RD HHF 100 finals in it, so, you know, it's not going to be coming close to even maxing them out. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to see if I can take control of the ALC, you know, physically, without doing software hacks or getting into the service menu and screwing that up. The easy way will be to defeat the ALC with a switch, throw the switch on the back of the rig, and this way you could either go pretty much balls to the wall mode with ALC off, or throw the switch and you're right back to, you know, the doldrum of, you know, the lack of power the way it comes from Kenwood. Or I could get more elaborate and put the ALC on a variable control, and then you can control the ALC limit to whatever you want. that's probably the more professional way to do it, is having it variable. But it's my rig, so I don't care. I'm just gonna kind of do it down dirty and mean. I'm just gonna put a switch on her, and it's either gonna be ALC or no ALC. I can still control my output power up front, so it won't be, per se balls to the wall. But I will have an ample amount of power to drive older tube amplifiers, which require 100 watts or more to drive them. Well, if the thing requires 150 watts to drive, and the most I can muster out of this radio is 80 watts, well, that's going to really stink. So, let's pause the video, because I got to move all this junk. That's why I haven't been making videos lately, because it kind of gets in the way of me doing the work. But I'll put up with it here so I can do this video for you people, because there is no video on this radio, just like the TS2000 I've got in my YouTube. At the time of doing that, there was no ALC mods available for it, so I made one. Same with this radio, there is no ALC mods to this radio. No place. So I'm going to make the mod video and upload it for all you people. So, all your haters, stay out of the comments. If you don't like it, go to some other video. That's all I got to say. This is for the people that want the ALC mod in the radio. So, okay, I'm going to pause the video, move this stuff around, show you the area that I need to be in. So, more in a few minutes. Alright, next part of the video, we got the TS590 GS upside down, apart on the bottom, and I'm at the side of it, but adjacent from your crystal filters, straight over, will be our point of interest. This is where IC802 is. That's your ALC controller. It'll be on the front right-hand side of the radio, if the front of the radio is facing you. Let me put the camera on the tripod so you can get a better view of what we need to do. Okay. My camera wants to stay focused here. We have found our IC 802 right here. What we need to do, because the RF is sensed right here. Comes in, blah, 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 blah. Comes up here. Everything does what it needs to do. I'm not going to get all technical with you. This guy controls the RF power on the radio. So, looking at what I could find through the technical manuals, what we need to do is this resistor right here. I'm going to get downright dirty. I'm just going to jump it with a switch. And that will disable the ALC, which should take it up to around 130 watts. Max full power. I'm not saying that that's what I want to leave it at, but if we were to use a variable resistor on this, then we could change the value, and you could set a hard limit on your ALC. So what the values are, I don't know. I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm going through this just as I find all the info out. I have yet done anything. So, as I said, just temporarily, I'm going to jump that resistor with a switch, and that'll shut down the ALC completely. So let me solder up a couple wires. See if I can solder to that little resistor. He's put my finger in there. That resistor even looks smaller yet. And see if we can do a quick test with ALC switchable. As I said, on mine, as long as it doesn't kill the RF meter, it won't kill it, but I mean, the RF meter gets right here. We also got ALC meter and RF meter that also sample this RF. So sometimes if you try to defeat your ALC, and I think that might be what's going to happen here. Yeah, it looks like it's coming right off there, straight down into the meter driver. So, okay, if I defeat this, worst case scenario, I'm going to be talking and it's going to show 0 RF power on the radio. So then I would need to find a value that would report back the correct amount of RF power. But for now, I just want to shut the ALC off and see if that'll give me, according to these two finals, it should be right around 130 watts when I defeat this resistor. So let me quit blabbing. Let me get to soldering. We'll come back with the next part of this video. Well, there we go. There we are. We got our wires soldered on. It's not professional. Looks pretty good for being half blind like I am. Yeah, when you're young, enjoy your sight. As you get older, you start to lose it. But that's some pretty small stuff right there, let me tell you. As you can tell. But we got her on there. Grabbed our mic here. Let me move the camera. Flip this up. Refocus. Move back out. We got our switch on here. And now we need to reposition the radio, put the meter back over there so you guys can see if it's either going to work. What do you guess? Think it's going to work or you think it's going to blow up? I guess you'll find out right along with me. Stop the video, move the radio, put the camera back, or the meter back down there so you can see them both going. Be right back. Let me get the camera back into position here. As you can see, there's our TS 590. Probably a little close to it. But I know I'm going to need to focus the camera on the meter over there. But, well, first now we got to power it up. I see no smoke. Boy, this old stock mic has got one stiff cord on it. Plug in the stock. I'm not going to key it yet. Let's move the camera over. Alright. There's our 80 watts that we had before. I'm going to throw the switch. She's working. Now, let me demonstrate sideband here. Alright. Audio. That's factory stock. Hello, radio. Alright, and hello. Audio. 1, 2, audio. Oh yeah. Hello. Big difference. There's audio. There's factory stock right there. And there's the ALC. Hello. I bumped the VFO on that radio. It sounded nasty. Alrighty. 1, 2. Audio. Hello. Factory stock. Hello. ALC mod. Hello. Hello. Now, let's. Hello. Radio. Audio. 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 There's factory. Hello. 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 ALC mod. Hello. Hello. So you can see there is a big difference. And I still got a functioning RF meter. I haven't checked the level on it to see if it has dropped down a little bit. I suspect it probably has. Because usually when you mess around with ALC on the radio, let me lower the camera down. It's going to be upside down because obviously the radio is upside down. But let's see. Hello. Audio. Alright, there's ALC modded. Hello. And there's back to Kenwood. Audio. Audio. Go to FM. Alright. Modded. Stock. Modded. Stock. So, good. Cool. It does not affect the meter. If it does, it's very, very, very little bit. So we don't need to worry about any specific resistance on the meter. So I can either take the switch and mount her in the back, or I can just permanently modify the ALC for wide open. I, myself, am going to go for putting the switch in the back. You make sure I still got variable output power. Let's see, put the camera back up there. Hey, your guys are along for the ride just as I am. And if anything fails or doesn't function, I want you to see it first. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, we do have variable power control. If you watch the meter over here. It's just, I'm not familiar with Kenwood's setup and how to do things with Kenwood. I'm a Yaesu person. But watch the meter over there. So you can see we do have variable power for for power, output. So our variable power is still functional. So that's all happy. As I said, I just wasn't familiar with the Kenwood way of doing things. Yaesu, they give you an RF power control. But well, Kenwood does too, but you just got to tell it to go to power and then you use multifunction on it. But alright, on to the next portion of our video. RF gain. So, yeah, I wonder why I didn't control the output power. So, I gotta learn how to use the radio, that's all. But, yeah, I like that. Hello, radio, audio, audio, audio. 1, 2. Check, 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 check. What makes the big differences here? Hello, audio. That's Kenwood right there. Hello, 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 hello. That's with the mod. Let me see here. Turn. I don't like mic processors. They just, I don't even know how to turn that stupid thing off. Especially upside down. There it goes. Hello, radio. Hello. Hello. Alright, there's Kenwood. Hello. 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 Audio. Hello. So yeah, my ALC works good. Hello. There's Kenwood's audio. And then mine. Hello. Audio. Ooh. Hello. 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 So it's capable of some juice. So, and now the radio's not squealing, just feeding back through the monitor radio. Hello, radio. I like that. All right, people. There you go. That's how to do an ALC mod on the Kenwood TS 590. I guess it's the GS. Next, we got to put our TCXO in it. You know, this was ordered fairly bare bones, so it doesn't have the TCXO. And I don't like that because, well, Kenwood can't get anything right, and they're off frequency. Give you a 0-beat sample here. What we're going to listen for is a constant feedback, you know, a constant squeal, not, you know, one that's like wee, 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 or wah, 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 wah. That would be 0 beat. The other radio is dead nuts on frequency. The Kenwood is not because it's a little bit off up here. So I'm going to run it down to flat frequency right there. Hear that? Now we're going to slowly bring her up to 0 beat. Right there. 0 beat. And the audio is right on the money. And the radio is showing 510. It should be 500. So I'm not going to bother trying to set it, you know, the reference crystal in it, because it seems to drift, you know, every couple minutes. I've got the TCXO ordered. It should be in, not tomorrow, the next day maybe. So then I'll go through and make sure she's right set on frequency. There's no sense in messing with it now. And then I got to get in there and mess with it again. So there you go, people. You've seen the modification for the TS590 GS ALC. Any other questions or anything else about the modification? Put them in the requests down below. Don't forget, like the video and subscribe for more of my videos on modding different radios and all kinds of electronics projects. Catch you all later until the next video. See ya!